It's so beautiful and so entertaining, so full of love and life. I've never made love. I've never made love before until I practiced Tantra. I didn't know what it was, and nobody does. It's not, and it's not like any like insult on any of my past partners at all. It's just that I did not know what love making truly was until I practiced Tantra. And also until I had a partner that practiced Tantra with me. So there is a difference. There's a big difference. Um, it has to be on both parts. The man, the woman, they both have to be practicing, they both have to be working together. So, to give you an idea, you probably all have a similar type of feeling about your lives in the past, or remembrance of past lives, or feeling like you know something. Um, you don't quite know what it is, but you know that you know something, and that you need to follow that light and um, invest in it. So when I first started practicing Tantra, I didn't have a partner. I did, but Justin was incarcerated at the time. So, like I said, God was my partner. I prayed a lot, went to God with all my questions, uh, answers revealed in meditation. One of the first things I think I remember noticing changing in me was noticing. I always knew about my breath and practiced pranayama with yoga and used my breath. I really used my breath. I gave birth to children with just my breath. So, understood it, but I started to feel it um, differently, I guess I would say. I started to feel my breath become a part of my whole body. So that was the beginning. Was that I could feel my breath into my skin, on my skin. So I would say that in the very beginning, that's why yoni massage and yoni breathing is really fantastic. Even just yoni breathing to start, that's fabulous, because that's how you connect with your breath and your body. Um, you lay down and you have to start learning to move your breath into your blood, and into your bones, your tissue, into your skin, your fingertips. You have to start learning to move your breath through your body. And then once you can move your breath through your body, that's like the beginning of learning to move your energy through your body, and learning to concentrate your energy in certain areas. Meditation and yoga really, yoga keeps your body in great shape and health, calms your mind. Meditation, um, meditation gets you inside so that you can start to open things up. So in the beginning, I would recommend pranayama, connecting with your breath, meditating, just getting to know your body, getting to know your body and connecting with your body first and foremost. I didn't have any man, none. So this is what I did. Um, you can do yoni massage. You can, if you're doing yoni massage, you should envision God as your partner. So if you don't have a partner, make God your partner. I've talked about this before. Um, that is your partner. So that's your Shiva or your Shakti. So focus on that. Focus on a relationship with God. And that's how my Tantra practice began. It was just me and God, and that was my focus. And then I started to notice things change. And like in my mind, my thinking, being much more open and more accepting of everything, being curious about life. So as before, I was like, nope, not for me. That's not my thing. I do this. I don't want anything to do with that. I was always kind of like, I don't care if you do, that's your thing, but I don't want anything to do with it. Then that's nice. That was nice. I never offended anybody that way, but that's not loving. So I started to love on a different level. Humans, people, everybody. It wasn't about a partner or anything. I started to love people on a different level and be so much more accepting and willing to look at things in a different light. I was willing to set down all of that false information that had been fed to me by the world that didn't have any basis for it. None of it made any sense. None of it brought anything full circle. I decided to let go of all that information and take in new information that felt better, that made my heart feel better. So much of the information that I was carrying around and the beliefs I was carrying hurt my heart. They did not suit me well, and they did not feel good on me in any way, shape, or form, but I carried them because they'd been ingrained in me by family, friends, loved ones, television, music, all kinds of stuff I had exposed myself to. So I stopped exposing myself to all of that and became very selective about what I was going to expose myself to, because I was taking in new information. So clearing out old stuff, and it really just starts with like, God, I'm willing to just stop all of this and like put down all of this old behavior and start believing in something that feels better, because it was a heavy burden I was carrying. I was also a very devout, committed Christian. That is a heavy burden to carry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So setting down that Christian burden that I had been carrying around for the last 15, 20 years of my life felt really good, because there was a lot of love and light in it, but then there was so much pain it was causing my heart and my soul. And I don't believe any practice, religion, philosophy should ever make your heart hurt. If it makes your soul, your heart hurt, I don't believe it to be of God, and I don't believe it to be any sort of love and light. God is loving. God is gentle. Your mom doesn't like kick you and push you and force you. Your mom like tries to talk you into it, like encourage you and build you up and like get you excited about it. Okay, God is the same way. So be open to new ideas. I stopped judging people. And when I stopped judging people, then I was able to start like fully being myself. And so I started doing naked yoga. Tantra is really what started the naked yoga for me, you guys, because that's how I was connecting with my breath. That's how I discovered my breath like deeply, was doing naked yoga and feeling and getting like my zoned out and my whole body being exposed, all my energy moving, all my energy flowing, all my skin exposed, so I'm in the poses like as to the deepest depth I can be in them, and connecting with my breath during that. And that is what opened Tantra to me, like, oh, here it is. So that's why I always say do naked yoga, because that's what did it for me. And then I got comfortable to do it do it on Instagram, and I wasn't judging anyone, and it felt so good. And because I wasn't judging anybody, I was okay to expose myself and my soul and who I really am. And who I really am, I like to be naked. I used to be a stripper. people like, you shouldn't be proud of that. Shut up. Yes, I should, and I am. I'm not ashamed of it. There's nothing in it I'm ashamed of. I was using, it was back in days when I was using, so I didn't make anything good out of it. There was good in it. There was good in it that other dancers did make out of it, and I could have if I was sober dancer, but I wasn't. So it wasn't, the dancing wasn't a bad thing for me at all. I never had any bad experiences with it, and no stalkers and any of this stuff that people try to say. You know, I was 23 years old at the time when I started, I believe, and did it for a handful of years. But it's who I am. I love to dance. I love my body, and I like to show my body too. And it's not a sin, and nobody should hate me for that. And I will have you know that because I show my body a lot, it keeps my body in shape. Because I like to wear tops that I love my collarbone, my shoulders, my neck, my stomach. So I like to show these things. I always have. So I also care and I want my skin to look its best, so I eat my best. I want to feel my best, so, you know, I don't smoke cigarettes, so I don't go out and party. I take good care of myself. It's like the exposure of my body and the love for my body only makes me a better person. So people can judge and say what they want, but me showing my body and exposing myself in the manner that I do makes me a better human. It makes me a better human. I'm showing me, all of myself with you, and it makes me love myself more, judge myself less, and want to take better care of myself. And when I feel that way about myself, I want other people to feel that way about themselves too. When you feel bad and down and low about yourself all the time, you know the saying, misery loves company. You always want to grasp and bring that with you. But when you're doing your best and putting forth your best effort every single day, you know, you want to do your best and be your best and feel your best and look your best. You want to share that with other people. So I highly recommend naked yoga for getting into loving yourself. So, and it's going to look, like I said, the practice looks different for everyone else. But that was it. And then being open to other ideas, and then I took in all these ideas. Instagram is a great place to be open to other people's ideas and to take in other ideas, things that you're unfamiliar with, you maybe not seen or exposed yourself to before. You can also pick and choose what you want to expose yourself to. So that's what I recommend. Get naked, be open to the universe, be open to new ideas. And then you will start to see all of this great change inside of you. That's when it starts to happen. Spiritually, I didn't have a lot of information on Tantra. For a while, I was going off of just what God said to me. And then it was like, I got to a point, I think, where I understood my body enough. I understood the science of Tantra enough that maybe the universe was like, okay, let's open up the door for her. Let's give her some real information. And then it just like came to me through my teacher, through friends giving me little pieces of information. Oh, this is what I did want to say earlier and I forgot about it. I did start to get into Tantra and healing with energy, I want to say about 9 or 10 years ago. I was telling my partner this last night, but it was like a revelation to me. Some supernatural, I was reading the book, The Reconnection. I was looking into Tantra, and like, I didn't know anything. I kind of understood Tantra as like a lot of you understood Tantra in the beginning. So I'm trying to look for information, can't really find much, and opening up maybe like energy that I wasn't familiar with and wasn't comfortable with. So some odd events started to happen, and I wasn't like prepared to deal with them. So I didn't like it. I shut the door and said, nope, I'm not doing that. So you might have had things like that, like you started to, and then you, for whatever reason, because of some false beliefs in your head and the way that you believed things to be, you decided to not pursue what your heart was telling you to do. And my heart was truly telling me to do it then. But I had a lot of other things going on, and I wasn't, I guess I was not ready. It was not time. I wasn't ready. So I didn't continue with the practice. But I picked it up when God was ready to have me pick it up, and when I was ready. And now I'm ready. And I welcome all of the beautiful energy and all of the supernatural and all of this spiritual experiences that I have because of it. The answered prayers, the just divine connection to God, to the earth, to the elements, and to man and to woman, and just a new love and understanding for man and woman that I did not have with Christianity at all. I did not have that. I told my partner at the time when I was like looking into Tantra, and I didn't know that it was like female God represented. So I'm like this devout Christian practicing yoga, but I'm still like, I do physical yoga, but I'm a Christian. There's a lot of you out there. So, and that's wonderful because it's your path and it's supposed to be that way. So when I start opening up the doors to Tantra, some people would call them maybe like a spirit or ghost experience. It wasn't that. It wasn't a spirit or a ghost. It was energy experience. Involving something that was directly related to my Christian beliefs. That certainly did not involve Shakti and any acknowledgement of female. It's sad to say that I had ever any time wasn't giving full acknowledgement and love to God in female form. That makes me sad and makes me want to cry when I say that. So I got scared, and rightfully so, because she was like, yeah, you don't even want to play with me. You don't even know what you're playing with. And the way you disregard me and you've neglected me, do you even want to come here? You don't know anything about me. It was like that. So I didn't, and I went about my path. But all of that has come to me in like answers as to why doors closed at certain times and then opened back up. In Tantra, we worship the man and the woman together. So neither is above or beneath the other. We worship the womb because it's the center of the universe, and the woman carries the womb. But it doesn't matter. The man and the woman, who do you think brings life to her womb? That man brings life to her womb. So how is a woman anything without the man? And if they're not equals and together, the man cannot be above the woman, and the woman has to be down here, and vice versa. It can't be that way. That's not balance. That's imbalance. And that's what's going on in the world, and that's why everyone is so broken. That's why everyone is suffering from depression and addiction and anxiety, because there is not balance. There's not balance in the values that we've been teaching humanity. There's not balance in that. Tantra brings about balance in your life in every aspect, in every form. Tantra brings out solid balance in every area of your life. And for a lot of us, one of the biggest problems is in sexuality, in our sex lives, and repressing that. So allowing that part to come out and express itself is what allows it to have some balance in your life, because it is often truly out of balance to one degree or another, with depending on the individual. So I'm going to wrap this up right now and get right back to you guys in part 2, and we'll talk a little more about how your practice will advance from there. So stay close. I'll be right back, and we'll talk a little more. Namaste.